guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sophie, and if you didn't already know that, that probably means you should subscribe. Today's video is going to be a life update because I have not posted a video in about 6 months. It's been a hot second and it's been a lot of change, and that's why we're making this video. We are going to basically go over the last like 3 months of my life because things have literally been crazy. So basically, long story short, 3 months ago, I moved to Toronto to study audio engineering, which is what I've been doing for the last 3 months. And I tell you, it has been like the best 3 months of my life. I'm like not kidding. To no extent does any other part of my life compare to the last 3 months. It has been incredible to be like a 19-year-old, living like the independence, like living away from my family and my friends. It's just been so different, and I really have just embraced it all. Yeah, let's get right into this. I don't have any notes. And yeah, so basically I've known for the year before I moved that like I was moving, because I got accepted into the school I'm attending in August of 2023. I was probably working basically like 60 to 80 hours a week for that full year, and then I moved to Toronto in like at the beginning of September, and I'm living in a basement apartment just outside of the city, which is honestly, I got so lucky. And I'm so thankful for all of it. Like, I honestly have no complaints. Life is awesome. Because I worked so hard to be here, like I paid all my tuition, I'm paying like all my rent, all my living expenses, everything was like done in that year of work. Most of my life, it was really hard for me to be proud of myself for my accomplishments because I didn't want it to be like pride. I was just like, no, I'm gonna play down this really great thing that I did because I don't want people to think I'm like full of myself. Ever since I got here, I'm just so excited for everything, and I've realized like I did this. Like I made every penny. I worked so hard to get here, to get into where I am, and I'm like pat on the back. Like there's a line between pride and proud, and like I am just so proud of myself, and I feel like it shows. Like every day that I wake up, I'm like I am living in a place that I like worked to be here, and I get on the train and I'm like looking out the window and I'm like I'm on the train, like I'm a girl on the train. It's like a movie. Every time I walk out of Union Station in Toronto and I just see the skyline, I'm just mesmerized by the skyline every single time, and it's just like constant reminders that like I worked so hard for this. I feel like that's been a huge moment of growth for me, as much as sometimes I still feel I'm like, oh, like I don't want to be like, yeah, I did this by myself, but it's like I did do this by myself. Like it was a girl boss moment. I moved in, it was a really great transition. My mom came out. I have a bunch of aunts and cousins out here, like the greater Toronto area. Obviously we've made my room my own. I feel like, and I'm sure a lot of people feel like this because of COVID, because when COVID hit, I was 14 years old. Like I was a baby, and now I'm 19 years old. Part of me is still that like 14-year-old girl who just wants to like dance to Taylor Swift. So part of me wants to like wear pantsuits every day and like pretend like I'm a lawyer or something, and like it's a very clashing like narrative in my life, and I feel like I've tackled it really well, where like my spaces reflect that like childish, young, and like vibrant and colorful version of myself, and then like you look at my calendar and it's like it's giving like, look at my calendar, you'd probably think I was like a 35-year-old working in like a professional corporate environment. So I moved in, I made it my own, I put pictures on the wall, I put colors everywhere, I have my teddy bears and my colorful pink everything. Since then, I started school, and school has just been like the best thing. I always enjoyed school, I've always enjoyed learning, but like I never enjoyed learning things I didn't want to learn, which is like literally the entirety of high school. Like I loved my English courses and I loved my like humanities courses, but like everything math and science, I was like, I don't understand what's going on. I don't really want to understand what's going on because like I don't need to. I feel like I'm at that perfect level in school where I'm like challenged, where I do have to work hard, but I do enjoy it so much. Like I understand just enough to be motivated and not feel like I'm stupid and don't know anything, but I'm still being challenged to where I feel like I'm working hard and I'm like succeeding, and I feel very validated. The flow state where you're challenged enough but you understand and it makes sense, and the harder you work the more you understand and everything kind of fits into place. And it's funny because I'm literally taking like an acoustics class, which is a lot of math and physics. I have been to so many concerts since I moved here, just because you go from Winnipeg to Toronto and it's like no one goes to Winnipeg. Put on a concert in Winnipeg, you have to be that like perfect balance of like, I'm famous enough that I can go to Winnipeg, and we're like a small place where people will know who I am, but I'm not so famous that like the stadiums aren't big enough for me. But Toronto, there's so many people that tiny artists can come and like put on a show, and then you also have the capacity to have people like Taylor Swift come out. Like Billy Joel's coming to Toronto in March, and I'm really hoping to go see that. But since I've been here, I saw the National, and that was a funny story because my grandma was out here and she was going to go see the band that was opening for them. And then it's like, I was like, Grandma, that's literally one of my favorite bands. Like, I love the National, like, I love Aaron Dessner, and I love everything that they do. So I went to see the National, which was absolutely phenomenal. I bought tickets to see Conan Gray in September, but I bought the tickets to see Maisie Peters, who was the opener, because I love Maisie Peters. Like, I feel like that's not at all a secret. Like, everyone who knows me knows how much I love Maisie Peters. So I bought those tickets. I also really love Conan Gray, so I feel like it worked out really well. And that was at Budweiser Stage. And so basically the way Budweiser Stage works is there's like, it's an outdoor venue. There's a whole back section that's just like the lawn. So if you go early, you can get like a really, really good spot on the lawn. And like, that's what I did. And I was like in the front row of the lawn. I think I paid like maybe $50 for it, which was awesome. And then I went to see Sabrina Carpenter, who is phenomenal. I saw someone on TikTok said that like her show is what happens when you give a theater kid an unlimited budget, and I was like, that is the perfect way to describe the short and sweet tour. What was really cool is that because I went to like the second night of the tour, I had no idea what to expect, which is absolutely awesome. I saw this band called Dice, and that was really cool because that was the first concert I've been to where it was like a very, very small venue. It's like a bar, so basically. So there's like maybe 50 people in the venue, and you're like, every seat is good, and the music is so loud, and like, it's just so awesome. And we even got to get pictures with the band before, which was really cool because we were literally walking in and we're like, wait a minute, isn't that the band? So they're a really cool band from Australia. I would highly recommend checking them out. They were phenomenal. Tickets were super, super cheap. I saw Taylor Swift last weekend, and like, guys, when I tell you it was hands down the best concert I've ever been to and probably will ever be at. Like, I'm not over it. Like, I still haven't really processed it happened. I'm still kind of waiting to wake up from a dream. I went with my sister. I got tickets for my birthday in April, so it's been a long time coming, to say the least. So we were like up in the 500s, but like there genuinely is not a bad seat at a Taylor Swift concert. And I don't mean that in the sense that like, oh my goodness, like it's Taylor Swift. I mean it in the sense like the stage is so big and the venue is so big that like you can see everything. Plus there's a million screens everywhere and she's all over the stage. It's absolutely fantastic. She played Evermore, which is like my song. Like, I think I've probably talked about, like, if you watch, like, any of my other videos, like, I've talked about how Evermore is, like, my all-time favorite Taylor Swift album, and then Evermore, the song on the album, is, like, my all-time favorite song ever, because it got me through, like, a really, really difficult period in my life. And I've been saying since the tour started, like, I was like, I'm probably not gonna have tickets, but, like, if I get tickets and she plays Evermore, I'm going to die. I'm gonna shave my head. I'm gonna get a tattoo. And then it was like I had tickets, just like I was watching every live stream because I was like, Taylor, if you play my song, like every night I prepared to like lose Evermore as my surprise song. And I had kind of accepted that like I wasn't gonna get it because like the odds of you getting the one song in her discography at your show is so small. And then the night before, so my top 3 Taylor songs, Evermore, obviously, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, and Peter from the Torture Post Department. So the night before she played My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, and I was like literally crying. I was like, there it goes. She's not gonna play any of my other like top 3 this weekend, like no way that happens. So we're at the surprise songs. For guitar, she did a mashup of I Don't Want to Live Forever and Mine, and it was so good because I Don't Want to Live Forever has a like oh, 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 and then Mine has the so she put them together and it was so fantastic. And then she goes and she sits down at the piano and my sister got the whole thing on video. Like, the second she played those 3 notes, we just turned and looked at each other and just like I was a wreck. Like, I watched that video probably like 4 times a day just because like it was like I'm literally like, I think of that moment and I get like teary-eyed. Like, every time I'm ever just like sad, I'm just like, Sophie, you literally got Evermore as your surprise song. And so as I'm still trying to recover from the fact that she played this as a surprise song, then out of nowhere she starts playing Peter, which is my other favorite song that I wanted. And that was when I lost it. That was when I just started screaming. I was literally swearing. I'm still unwell. I still have not recovered from that. It was absolutely phenomenal. We had the best time. Like, my sister and I just danced the night away. Like, I know that, like, going to the Eras Tour is such a privilege because so many people fought so hard for tickets, and I'm just like, Genuinely, yeah. I don't even, words can't describe how incredible the tour was. Like, I watched the movie in theaters, I watched the movie on Disney, I watched, like, probably upwards of, like, 70 live streams at this point, and, like, it just does not compare to being in the building and, like, singing the songs and, like, dancing. And I saw Gracie Abrams, obviously I'm wearing the merch. She was phenomenal. Like, her stage presence and her vocals have just improved so much. So back to not concert related stuff. I guess I've talked about school, I've talked about concerts. So I'm a very sociable person, if you couldn't tell. I honestly have never had any problems with making friends. Like, my whole life, it's always just come very naturally to me to, like, start up conversations with people. I have every kind of anxiety except for social anxiety, I've discovered, so I have no problem just, like, approaching strangers or, like, putting myself in a situation to, like, make friends or, like, going out of my way to try and make friends. However, my program is, I think I'm one of, like, 2 girls. There's, like, maybe 2 other people who are, like, my age. The rest of my class is, like, middle-aged men who are all very, very nice and, like, are awesome people. But it's just, like, if I'm, like, gonna go out of my way to, like, try and make friends and hang out with people, 30-year-old men aren't really my, like, demographic, if you know what I mean? Like, that's not, like, very different walks of life, very different, just, like, stages, different eras, one might say. So I knew, like, right away, I was like, okay, like, I need to go make friends, like, somewhere else. And so for me, the easiest way to do that was through church. I found a church I started going to, and I went to the young adults, and it was really, really great, but I was still really struggling to, like, find the connection that I have with, like, my close friends at home. And I realized that I've been so blessed to have genuinely, like, the most incredible friends literally since birth. Like, all of my close friends I either grew up with or met in, like, grade 6 when I was, like, 10 years old. So it's like, I never knew what life was like without close friends. When you have, like, 2 or 3 people who you can call at any time to be like, hey, like, I need a hug. Hey, can we go get McDonald's? Hey, I need to chat about this. It makes it a lot easier to have a lot of, like, less close friends who you can, like, chat with and hang out with, and it's super, super fun. But then it's like, when you really need someone, you always know that, like, your close friends are there for you. And so I was having those great conversations with people who I wasn't super close with. I didn't have any connections with people that was deeper than just, like, a very surface level, like, I just met you. That was really hard because for the first couple of months, I was really, really lonely. That was just something I didn't expect to experience, because I've never had trouble making friends. It did take a while, but I feel like I finally kind of settled into a place where I have, like, a couple girls that I, like, know I can call to, like, I'm getting coffee with a friend tomorrow, and, like, I went to a concert with a friend, like, a couple weeks ago. So it's like, I feel like I've finally been to a place where I found people, but it was definitely a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Fast forward to November. Genuinely, I think November has been the best month of my life. My 2 best friends from home came to visit for the weekend, which was, like, that was exactly what I needed. Like, I remember when it was, like, in October, I called my friend crying. I was like, I'm so lonely. I feel like I have no real connection with anybody. I just miss home. Surrounded by people all the time, but, like, I don't feel any connection. And she literally was like, Sophie, like, we just booked tickets to come visit you in November. And I was like, cue the tears, I'm crying. And so they came out. It was just honestly an amazing weekend. We went to Toronto Island, which was so much fun. Yeah, we ate some really good food. We went to this place called Aussie's, which has, like, really great burgers for really cheap. Oh, so good. We explored. Like, the views are just beautiful. We did the Hear Me Out cake trend, which was hilarious. We watched Twilight, obviously. We ate tons of candy and ate, like, absolute crap the whole weekend. It was amazing. And just had so many good laughs, and we rode the subway. We went to a board game cafe that was just absolutely phenomenal. Like, honestly, that was the highlight of them being here. It was, I don't even know what time it was. I think we had gotten burgers, we had wandered around a little market, and we were just like, what now? You know, like, we didn't know what to do. And someone had recommended a board game cafe, and so we went there, and then we actually got there, and we were looking for, like, desserts, and they didn't have any. And we were like, oh, like, maybe there's something else in the area. So then we looked it up and we found another board game cafe in the area that had cake. So we went there, we got cake, we got drinks, we played, like, Settlers of Catan, and then we played party games, and it was just so much fun. We were there for, like, I want to say, like, 3 or 4 hours, just, like, laughing and playing games. Honestly, just, like, the best weekend. And then, so they left on the Tuesday, and then my other friend, she was in town for the Taylor Swift concert. She's like, hey, I'm in town, like, when are you free? We gotta hang out. And I'm like, absolutely. So I saw her, we hung out all day on the Wednesday, and the Thursday my sister came in town. So my one friend hosted, like, a Taylor Swift, like, drinks and bracelet making night, which was so much fun. We did all these, like, Taylor Swift themed cocktails, and we just watched the live stream. The Friday was the Eras tour, so, like, again, just super exciting. My sister's other friend lives like right by the Rogers Center, so we all went there. We got ready. We got absolutely covered in glitter, and then we went out. We took a bunch of photos, and again, the concert was just phenomenal. She played my songs. And yeah, and that was like last weekend. Another really big thing that happened was I started an internship at a recording studio, which has been like honestly one of the most incredible experiences ever, because it's like hands-on. That's my heater. It is so incredibly loud. I learn like theory, because my first semester in school has been very like theory based, obviously, which makes sense. And so, but it's like I'll learn theory and I'll go to the studio and like immediately apply it. And so that's been awesome. And also just all the people at the studio are like the nicest people I've ever met. Literally, I get there and they're all just like so kind and like going out of their way to just like teach me things, and they're so patient, which is like so big. Like I'm like, most of the interns have like gone to school and graduated, so I'm one of the couple interns who like is still in school, and like a lot of the stuff that is just like second nature to them I'm like actively learning. And so they're like, yeah, like I'm gonna record this, and like they're like showing me everything, and I'm like, if you want me to leave so that you can like do your thing and like actually get stuff done, like just tell me. Like when I'm like, if I'm like being too much and I'm like slowing down, like tell me to leave. Like I won't be offended. They're like, no, like I want to teach you things. And I'm just like literally, like what the heck? Like what did I do to deserve such an incredible opportunity? I don't know how I got there. Honestly, like I'm just like, praise the Lord, because like he's watching out for me is like the only like thing that I can like say. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you just like listening to me yap. That'd be great if you do. And I hope this like kind of like brings people up to date as to where I'm at right now. So make sure you subscribe if you aren't already. Like this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.